My name is Perry A. Wells, and there's my presentation on parenthood and children. Factors to be considered in parenting. We have cost factors. Literally, how much is it going to cost to raise that child? Children aren't simply assets anymore, where they're valuable workers. Now, children actually cost money. The textbook has a couple of different financial quotes that they give. One is costs $14,000 to raise an infant annually, and the other one is child born in 2011. To raise that child from infant to 18 is going to run that parent about $295,000 for a middle class parent. So it's quite a bit of money and quite a lot to consider. We have timing. Timing is the actual age range that people choose to have children in, whether it's young parents, which are in their 20s or older parents. There's going to be there's factors to consider. You have your health, your education, your job stability, your commitment, your personal development, income, all of that ties into the timing aspect. Quantity. With quantity, we have the amount of kids that people choose to have, whether that's 0 to 15 kids. There's issues with there's factors to be considered with each of those choices. And marital status. No longer is it simply the married man and woman has kids. Now it's something that everybody wants to partake in: gay, straight, lesbian, single. Changes in parenting trends. Some of the changes we've seen are higher rates of unmarried parent households. We're seeing more children being raised in households where the parents aren't married, whether that's cohabitation, like I said, or homosexual couple. There's a lot of different family units out there that are raising children, including, like I said, single mothers or single fathers or grandparents. Increased maternal employment. We're seeing more and more women wanting to go back to work and finish off chasing their careers even after they have children. No longer content to just sit at home and raise kids, cook and clean. We're seeing a declining in family size. The number of kids people are having is shrinking. And we're seeing a delayed pregnancy where people, including women, are choosing to put off getting pregnant in order to pursue life's other options. Here's just some charts I have. Changes in parenting. This chart shows the percentage of U.S. children living with only their mother, and we can see a sharp increase, especially since 1970, with the amount of single parent households out there. Here's the percentage of kids per family. We see an increase in childless families, 1 child and 2 child families, with 3 and 4 child families having a drop, with 4 child families having 4+ having the sharpest drop since 1976. Advantages in parenting in the 21st century. Some of the advantages we see are greater access to information. Parents are able to get online and research and look up everything from different types of homeopathic cold medicines to babysitter reviews to towns to live in to school scores. So there's a lot of information to be had online. The access to information has really given parents an advantage. This is the safest time to be alive. Generally speaking, crime rates are down. There's some anomalies there, but murder rates and crime rates are actually down overall. Emotional security and sense of commitment. In this world, things can be kind of hectic at times, and people can feel like there's no one out there for them. Well, your baby will love you. You give your baby love, and your baby will love you right back. And that's something that, while it doesn't seem tangible, it's really true. Here's just some charts I have for the advantages in parenting. You see property crime rates since from 1960 to 2010. You see they've been at a decrease. We have this spike here in the 80s with all the wildness that went on in the 80s, but since then we've generally had a decline in the number of property crimes in America. And here we have internet use. You see the number of households that actually use the internet at home at about 75. So, 3/4 of households have internet use, and 78.9, so about 80%. So about 8 out of 10 households have a computer at home. So we see technology really infiltrating the American family, and overall, that's a good thing. There are some downsides to that, but overall, that's a good thing. Challenges in 21st century parenting. Challenges are work-life balance. Jobs are no longer, accepting the worker who comes in and clocks out and doesn't really contribute. They're wanting more bang for their buck. So they're really putting a demand on parents, and everything from overtime to working weekends and all that. So balancing that with your child's needs of whether it's tutoring or wanting to do an extracurricular activity, all of that makes it hard for a parent. You see loosened values, where now a lot of things that were frowned upon in earlier days are being accepted, especially when we see it in entertainment. The movies, the TV shows, the music now is totally going the opposite way of strong moral characters. See a dual generational care, aka the sandwich generation. You see parents who are stuck in the middle between raising kids 0 to 18 and taking care of the older generation, their parents. Whether that means just giving them money, having to pay for afterlife or retirement care, or the parents actually living at home with the family. You see more stringent expectations put upon parents, where parents now they're having to be judged and scrutinized by about the way that they discipline their kids, what they feed their kids, what they let their kids watch, wear, say. It's becoming really tough to parent with all the scrutiny put upon these days. So challenges in 21st century parenting. Here's just a few charts I have. We see the perceived moral acceptability of having a baby outside of marriage has gone up even since 2002. The amount of people that accept it has gone up sharply. Here we have different types of behavior since 2001, and we see all of these have gone up, except for married men and women having affairs outside of marriage. This has stayed pretty much the same, but everything else has gone up, including polygamy, which has doubled the amount of people who accept polygamy. And here we have middle-aged adults sandwiched between aging parents and children, and of course we see this rise as well. And lastly, here's works cited.